So today is a very special day, and it's not just because I get to hang out with Nate. This is Nate. 2 videos in a row, pretty much.
Videos, yeah.
We're actually here because Nate brought me out. So Nate wants to shoot a spec ad for this fitness company called Naked.
Naked.
Texted me, said, let's get naked, and I just wasn't really sure how to take it.
You know exactly what I was talking about.
Anyway, we are here shooting this spec ad for Naked. Now this video, I want to cover the lighting because we got a couple different things. We're in a Cycwall studio right now. We're going to cover product stuff first, a little bit later or a little bit after, wherever I place this in the video. We're going to be doing some gym things as well. So I want to mention also lighting wise, because I did mention lighting and it is a lighting video. Zhuan sent me a lot of these lights. Now it is sponsored by Zhuan, but I've come to like these a lot. This might be my favorite one, the X60. We'll use them all later. Come along with us while we light this whole spec ad, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun day. The camera setup that we're using, we've got actually 2 camera setup because we want some smooth stable, we want some handheld run and gun because it is a fitness ad. There's a lot of action going on. So we'll call it our A camera. FX6, my FX6, we've just got a little handheld rig, nothing crazy. And then glass we're using on it is the Blazar Remus 1.5 stretch anamorphics. You know I love them. I think they're a really good fit for something like this. So these are the amber flare as well. And then our B camera, we'll call it, is just the FX3, and I've got it on the new DJI RS4 Pro. We've got the LiDAR hooked up as well right on top because we don't have an AC or any people for that. So LiDAR is going to be helping us in pulling focus. Blazar's on that. We're also running a little bit of mist. Shout out Tucker over at Element Filters. We're going to be running the 1/8 Opaline as well. I love that lately. It's like a mix between Glimmer Glass and Pro Mist. It's been looking fantastic. As you see on the channel, I'm not really running gimbals too often, but I'm starting to come to like them and come around to them just a little bit. It's just going to be a little bit quicker than if we're setting up a dolly and stuff. I'm trying it out. I'm trying new things. Maybe I won't like it later on, but we're here. I might throw like a warm pop somewhere back there. Just warm vanity light type deal. I might just let background play natural. I guess we could say our key light is kind of 2 different sources that are working together, complementing each other. It's kind of like a hard and soft contrast. So we had our soft light, which was just very subtle. It's this G300. I've got this set to 5,000 Kelvin. So a little bit warmer just to bring out a little bit more rich, warm skin tones. And then we've got this through a 4x4 half grid. So this bring up some of the shadow tone that's on her near side, on her shadow side of her face, just so it's not hard light into darkness. And then that's the other light. So complementing this soft light to add a little bit more crunch. This is our big boy. We've got the Mullis B500 up there, and we've got that at 6,500 Kelvin. So that's a very cool pool is what I want to call it. Just meaning that I had this hard light really hitting the edge of her, making a pool in the whole world that we're living in. And that edge was just looking really nice, complemented with the soft key light that we had. So these are kind of our 2 little key lights. And then we're implementing some color contrast with what we see going on here. So this is the Mullis B300. We've got this as a bicolor fixture. I've got this set to 2,700 Kelvin, and I've got that honeycomb on it. I only wanted the little pool of light to be right here. That's all I wanted out of it, is just to highlight a little bit of this, what's going on here. But if I'm to take it off, it's blasting the entire, like way up in the ceiling and all of that. It's really not where I want to control it. And then that's complementing with the other one that I've got over there in the background, just augmenting what's happening here and carrying that over there. And then we just had the other G300 that was rigged up on the side of it on the Cardellini, just splashing on the back wall as well. That was 2,700 Kelvin too. And the cat was kind of like falling off, like the same thing that we had before. Like she was kind of falling off and clashing with the background of like the dark background and shadow areas and stuff like that. So I took one of these little pop-up X60s, these little RGBs, and I had that for a tungsten as well, matching all the warm tones. Set it on the bench and it just added a really nice separation between her and the background. Oh yeah, that warm pop is nice. Go ahead. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, thank you for that. Go ahead. Cool? Cool. I'll get it from this angle too. What's our motion on this?
And 3, 2, 1. Start pushing when she's like on the group. And 3, 2, 1, push in. at.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, I like that lookout. This video is sponsored by Zhuin. They did send me these lights, and this is one of my first experiences using them. I'll say that each one of them has their own selling points. I'd say, I'll start with the 60. The 60 is just, it sells itself. It's so small. This is the most powerful of this size. It's got detachable battery. So this is a teeny little light being at a 60-watt fixture. I grab this all the time. So this being color, bicolor, white, whatever you need out of it, this is fantastic. Then we've got these G300s that are up here, and they're tiny and they pack a punch. This is something that if I'm traveling, if I'm doing a lot of like one-man band travel interview stuff or commercial stuff like that, that's gonna be the thing I'm gonna bring, because that you can just throw into a duffel bag. The quality of it looks great and the functionality works. It's not the most intuitive setup to work with, but it's something that works. It's easy for me to go over, adjust on the ballast, and get what I need to be done. And then with the B500 over there, the thing is bright. I'm not gonna lie, it is a really bright fixture. It's filling out the whole space. We actually had to dial it down to like, I don't know, 50% or something like that. So with the B500s, an issue that I have run into is that being all in the head, the control module and everything in the head, you do run into issues of like, say you get it up there, then you gotta change the output. It's a little bit cumbersome, but they do have the wire controller as well, so you can just set that, plug it in, bring it down to here. All in all, I think that working with these lights has been a pleasure. I haven't run into any issues. The images look fantastic. So I've got all great things to say, especially when it's just Nate and I just running around and doing things quick. It's so easy for me to just go quickly adjust this or move it or throw it right there or whatever and do things quick where I don't have to get rigging equipment or get two hands to move things or anything like that. It's really great for like one-man band or a few-man crew type setups because they're just so lightweight, they're portable, and they're easy to work with. So that's the Zhuin lights. I'm gonna leave all the links down below for the X60 color, the G300, the B300, the B500, all of the fixtures. We all use them here today to make this look as good as it does. So link is down below. Listen, so we're doing some product stuff. This is our product that we're working with. We're just going for like a high-key, clean, not crazy bright, but enough to just make the product look nice and clean. That's what this segment of this ad is gonna be about. So the key light that I'm using, we've got a big 8x source, so I know we're gonna throw it far. It's gotta still be soft and still be bright. So this is the Zhuin B500, 100%, 5600 Kelvin through an 8x8 half grid rack. So one thing I'm looking at is that I want the product to be bright, but I want the backdrop to be, I don't know, 2 stops darker than that. So this light is spilling not only on the product, but it's spilling on the backdrop as well. I'm gonna cut it, so I'm gonna put a floppy here, so it's really almost directing or shaping the light a little bit more. It's always gonna be the name of the game, is light control, especially working in a small or bright white environment. When I add this in, you can see that just the backdrop is already getting significantly darker, and it's because this soft source isn't spilling that way, it's really only spilling on here. So again, I'm trying to get contrast however possible, and this is one way of doing it. So one of the issues we're working with is separation, because it's just white against white. You need something coming in here from the back to create some sort of edge. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna create a little edge light here. I want something small. It's gotta be real gentle. You don't need a lot of output. Less is more when it comes to these edges. I'm gonna use the 60-watt RGB. I mean, if it's RGB, we're gonna use it for just white, but I like it because it's just light and it's durable and it's battery powered. So we're just gonna pop this guy on. So this light is just a top-down light. I'm gonna go daylight on this. I'm gonna do super dim and 5600 Kelvin. The purpose of this is just to give another little kicker hair light to top of Cat's head, some of the product stuff as well, and just add a little bit more dimension to the scene. And I've got this on a boom arm. This is a baby Avenger arm. And this light here is another one of the X60 RGBs. Super tiny, super lightweight, so I don't need to worry about it falling or being off balance or anything like that. That should be on a light stand, not a C stand. It's in the van, it's safe, don't yell at me. Do I like that? We'll need to do something about it, but maybe I'll just lean it. This is a very scrappy way to do this. I would have done this with a black bed sheet or something, but this is all we had. It's balancing on the C stand, it's floppy, it's terrible, but it kind of works because the bottle is just a lot brighter than Kat and she's wearing dark. Okay, let's do it.
Pour the milk. Boom, done.
On this, I see like a slow down, like just a little push. Bottle now, let's get a little bit of, bam.
I like the Dutch. One step forward. Small sip. That's good. saying, no, I just want like a product, just a hero product.
Yeah.
shot of you.
So you hit that mark and then let's just go for it. Yeah, sure.
Whatever?
Yep.
Okay.
Sick. Good.
Woo! I was watching. Yeah, that's dope.
It worked.
That's way sick.
Yeah, okay. We just wrapped the first scene. It was this top-down scene. This was kind of impromptu, like we kind of planned for it, but it switched up along the way. We just had 2 C-stand arms across to the FX3 in the cage, leveled out with the lovely Condor Blue multi-tool. Shout out to them because they love them. But that's aside from the point. We had our big key light. We moved around our rim light a little bit, and that was pretty much it. Even for, I mean, top-down stuff, it changes a little bit because we're not shooting front on anymore. We're shooting from the top. But I didn't make that many changes. It's more of just left to right type of stuff. This was a fun shoot. I would say that this is the scrappier and the runnier, gunnier shoots that I've done in a little while, and I think it was good and refreshing. Come here. And it's all because of Nate. And it's funny because I always will text Nate and be like, hey, I need BTS. And I'll text him probably about 12 hours before.
Generous.
On a good day.
6 hours.
Yeah, about.
6 hours.
I'm a very last minute planner.
Yeah.
So he always gives me a tough time for it. So 12 hours ago, I didn't know that this was happening. I didn't know what the story was really. And
Look at the story.
there's still no story. That's all that we've got for this video. Thank you for coming along, lighting with us. And thanks, Nate, for making it happen.
Thanks, Brady, for making it happen.